Okay. Hey guys, how's it going? We got Deke and also Deke. How's it going, Deke? Let me go post this out to everybody really quick, Deke. Hold on. And also get my internet up here. There we go. Is that not? No? It should be this one. Why is that not working? I don't know. What is going on here? Is it too big? No. I'm very confused. Oh, that's on. Oh, that's why. That's okay. I see. That was where I was messing up. I understand now. There we go. Okay, now I can go post this everywhere. So give me just a minute, Deke, and hello, Lucian. Good to see you guys. I will read your chat in just a minute. Let me go ahead and make sure I post my stuff all over the place here. See if we can't get some more friends in the chat. Been a long day of streaming, boys. Long day. Okay. Twitter done. Let me do all my Discords. Okay, it's out everywhere, so that should be good. Let me know if you guys are hearing me well enough. Let me go back to chat here really quick. Templar, what's up? How's it going? All right, Deke, I'm chilling, long day. I'm learning how to open the kitchen. Chef wants me to be the morning guy since I've been crushing it doing breakfast and lunch. Nice, great job. Congrats, Deke. I was working 3 stations by myself for a while this morning. I was dominating, and when one guy came in and asking, hey chef, can we do a deli sandwich, I was like, lol, no, I'm breakfast time later. Hello, Lucian. posted on the Cats General. Thank you, Deke. Lucian Wolf, Templar, good to see ya. Game, HRU is a game. I mean, how are you? What? Hello, did I make it? Yes, you did. Jericho, good to see you, brother. Bigger Jericho, Mr. J, everybody's here. This is a good little team here. Good little brotherhood. Jeff Wilson, how's it going? I don't know if I've seen you in here before, but good to see you. Welcome. So before we get started, let me first change the music. I think we need something a little bit better. Cody's was going pretty hard today. We'll just go back to that, I think. Where is Cody's theme? If you're wondering what I'm talking about, I mean Cody's theme from Street Fighter Alpha 3. Kuma, no. What's Sagat's theme sound like? Maybe I should turn it up just a tad. For now, Aiden's theme will work. And then we might change to Fear and Hunger song later, just because it works out well for when we're talking about serious stuff. So let me know if that's too loud for you guys. Let's see. It might be just a hair. Let me turn it down just a bit, since it's just background noise right now. There we go. All right. Ruby, how's it going? Glad to see you in here. So welcome in, guys. Tonight, let me just go over some... What can I put in the background here while we're waiting? Shoe on head, this thing. Phil. Yeah, Phil's a good background here. Hold on. We'll just put Phil in the background while I give updates here.
Smogshu says, I mean, they're like the biggest streaming duo on King. You do realize that's like saying they're the best athletes in the Special Olympics, right? You get that, right? They're the biggest retards in the pool of retards who watch retards. So who cares?
All right, that's a good background, right, guys? You guys all want to see Phil in my background while I'm talking. Anyways, okay, so updates. First off, as you can see, I'm in a new PNG model right now. I'd like to add, I don't know how to do it. Maybe there's a way I can do it on VideoTube MIDI. I don't know. What's this? No, it's smooth. Pixeled? I don't know what that does. No, okay. Anything else? No. Okay. I'll have to do it later, but as you can see, I have a new and I took it down. PNG tuber. This is actually the second costume. I'm probably just going to be rocking with this for a little while. Shut up, Phil. This is the Friday Night Flame War outfit going on here. This is Tolvin. Again, brother Tolvin made me a character sheet I really liked, and so I've just been working off of that. And actually, this is a mix of him and Mango, Reaving Mango's style for my Friday Night Flame War character version. So expect to see more of this. I'm probably going to try and make it into a GIF tuber a little bit better. Where did my water go? There it is. So we got this going on. I also... as an update for you guys, hydrate. But I have almost all my monitors set up. I have my two PCs on the desk. They're almost ready to go. I'm going to try and do cable management this weekend. I'm going to try and set up the dual streaming setup. You know what might work actually? Give me just a second. I didn't think about this. Filters, maybe. Chroma key. Can I do like a stroke? No. Okay. Close this. Let me see here. No. Okay. Anyways, but so I have the PCs getting ready to be set up. Hey, Bat Derp, good to see you. Does a GIF tuber work with VideoTube? It should, but I can also go in Live 2D. I know how to work Live 2D, so I can work that. That's not too bad. Yeah, it is kind of steampunky, Mr. J. He turned my flamethrower from like a regular handheld flamethrower into like a flamethrower that comes out of my wrists. I don't know what's up with the watches, but they're cool. I got a lot of them. If you need to know what time it is in 3 different places, I can tell you. Try a Leaflets VTuber tool. Yes, I want to. Time is the thing, but I might talk it over with Night Owl and see if he knows how to do that, because he has some skill in there. Specials Ozempics. How you guys doing tonight? It's Friday night. Glad to see you guys. I thank you for spending your Friday night with me. I know it's gonna be kind of late. We will get into the meat of the discussion later. I do want to start out, as I always do, with some fun stuff and end with some fun stuff. But we do want to have the meat in the middle, where we do discuss something that involves men's issues. And tonight is a doozy. So with the Lindsay Clancy trial, and I'm not even really focusing on her. I'm going to give you guys the facts, the lowdown. But the real issue I'm finding is, again, with the women that are like supporting it, trying to get her out of it, trying to get her away from accountability. Because what does it mean for all these women? And there's a lot of them. So, but before that, we do want to always start off lighthearted and end lighthearted, because we don't doom here. We have hopium. We have a lot of hopium here. All right. We have hope in the good Lord. We have hope that there's going to be another day. We have hope that we can self-improve, make our lives better. For me, it's by the power of God. For some of you, maybe you just need the encouragement, but that's what we're all trying to do here. Anyways, the only other updates is, so hopefully I'll have all my PC stuff set up by next week, maybe the week after, and then I can start multi-streaming again, and I can start doing games and doing more collabs again. I'm hoping to get a shrimp tank if you guys are interested in that. Here, I'll put a little, that's something I could put up on screen too really quick here, just to show you guys what I'm talking about.
Hey there, welcome to 2 Minute Tuesday.
These guys. So since I have a little bit more desk space, and like I have a little hutch on my desk, I am hoping to get a little fish tank with some of these guys. I think they're just neat. They interest me, and having the plants and the little guys working around, it looks nice, you know. They're cool. And it's not as much. These guys keep the tanks pretty clean, so you don't have to do as much cleaning and stuff like that, which I really don't have a lot of time for. But it's the good compromise between wanting a little animal pet thing and not wanting to do a ton of work. So they're neat. I don't know if I'll have any fish. Maybe like one beta fish. Definitely not a tank that size. That tank is huge. Oh my gosh. Like maybe a 10-gallon tank tops, but probably more like a 5. Hey, Lucky Bach, welcome. Yeah, get shrimped, guys. Get shrimped. The black pill is a suppository. Good one, Mr. J. We're back at it again over here. So let me think of some fun stuff for you guys. That is what I was thinking of. So some shrimp. I don't know what they're looking at there. Get some red ones, get some blue ones, maybe some orange ones. Orange and white kind of look like clownfish type of deal. They're cool. They're neat. I enjoy little creatures, taking care of little creatures. So let's see what we got that's funny today. We got some more Phil. We got the Burnell family. You got the we're not going to talk about this one. And then you got the cat, and then you got the cat. So, and someone did a nice family portrait for them. Good on you, Phil. Way to be a good family man, huh? What other funnies do we got in here today? This one's a little bit funny, but also a little bit stupid. We don't even need the sound on this one. So, fallen tree in India gets turned into a religious place of worship after local man put a donation box next to it. Great. Wonderful. I didn't know it was this easy to make money. And why are they going under it? Like, what makes it sacred? What, just by putting a donation box? I'm very confused. But then again, I don't understand worshiping the created anyways. I worship the creator, and I hope these people do too. I will pray for them. Let's see here. We got some jokes about what's going on, but it's still pretty dark, huh? I guess we could do the AI stuff that I have. Let me look at some prompts here before we really get going. Sea roaches. You telling me these dudes can fry food underwater? Yes, the shrimp can fry the rice. I've seen it. To be fair, I do get around when it comes to streams. Lucian is a good guy. You see in a lot of good streams. So shrimp is a 6-letter word. It feels like a 5-letter word though. If you had to get rid of one letter in shrimp, which would it be? I'd actually get rid of M and P. I'd just call them shri. Or shrim. Leave the M. So I'd get rid of the P. Just call them shrim. Is AI a net positive or net negative? I think it's equally bad and good. It depends how you use it. I feel like it depends, but it's also one of those situations where I kind of agree with Elon Musk in a rare situation. I don't particularly care for him, but where it's like if we weren't doing it, China would be doing it and they'd be using it way worse. So unfortunately, it needs to get done. Shrim is the one I like. My version of the Biggs Meyer personality test, the shrimp test, is the shrimp test. Okay, so over to AI stuff. Speaking of Tolvin, we will show off he's got one here that'll turn any picture into a more like cartoony version of that picture, and I like this style a lot. A lot. Love it. I like the frogs too. So many frogs. So shout out Tolvin on that one. I got to use that more. I like these big outlines and very dark shadows. Like I'm really into that. And the flat patterns. It's very cool. We got one from Grem, where you can have your little pixel light version of your person. Also showing off Tolvin and another one of our guys. I can't remember. Wish they tagged them. But people doing a lot in here. You got Yanuka. Our boy Yanuka. All right. Let's see here. And Grim doing a lot, it looks like. Redskin with a fashion prompt here. You can get different fashions from different time periods. Let me just make sure that everything is copacetic. Kirshna, it's a lot of women, so I'm gonna we don't like women here. You got a fighting one. This one I'll be whatever with, so it's like different fighting styles for your people. From who did this? Redskin again. From Sonic Elk, you have this sketch version of yourself, crazy sketch version. Excuse me, what is this? What is this? I don't want to know. Don't answer that. Lastly, something I got involved in, maybe not lastly, we'll go down here to the ramen after this, but one that Tolvin involved me in is this Warframe one. This one was supposed to be me. Very interesting, but I like this. I like the logo and the kanji in the back here. I think that's really cool. I don't know if I see me in this, but it's still cool. It's still awesome. Very Power Rangers-esque. Is that supposed to be Celestium? Yeah. Very cool. And last, we'll go down here to Raiden 413 and his ramen prompt here. You can turn yourself into a ramen, I guess, or be a ramen mascot type of deal. So just starting things off a little light here. Let's see, back to you guys. Let's see. That looks cool. Was that a small green woman? Yes, it was. Don't look too much into that, Deke. I know your thoughts. Cthulhu-chan. Fighting styles I've done, weirdly, it gave both characters. I use Muay Thai. I mean, I think you can request it too. If you don't want to do a random one, you can always do a request on that. Okay, back to, let's look at some other stuff here. I guess this is kind of, this is relevant and kind of a light start, but also not really a light start because it's a commentary on someone else saying something stupid. So there's this chick acting like a 304 over here, and then she has a kid. I don't know where the dad is, but has a kid and realizes it's no longer all about her anymore. And it's like, yeah, that's the point, right? Like, you want to have kids, and kids mean you put something else before you. So, but on a lighter note, we have Shoe on Head over here with her kid. I'm guessing this is like a Halloween thing or something. You got, it's the hungry caterpillar, and then she's a butterfly, I guess. The next level, obviously the mom. In my opinion, you literally get that spark all over. So it's like, oh no, I'm not the center of attention anymore. And then she says, in my opinion, you literally get that spark all over again. Everything is new. Experience to your kid. Seeing a bug, coolest thing ever. Eating ice cream, amazing. Going for a car ride, painting a picture, even everyday normal activities like grocery shopping are incredible experiences with them. Holidays like Christmas, Easter, Halloween, etc. all feel like how they felt like when you were a kid again. Everything is exciting again because you are seeing the world for the first time through their eyes. Completely agree. So these women need to value their children more. I don't know what's up with women not valuing children anymore. After playing Warframe, I know exactly which Warframe you'd be. You'd be a Site 9 military Warframe. What the heck is that? I've never played Warframe, so it looked cool, but they reminded me of Power Rangers. Yeah, that looks pretty sick. I can kind of agree. That's about right. Kind of bulky, commander looking type of guy. I never understood if Warframe was like a mecha or like if this is like biotech Like it's both skin and armor or something like that. Also, welcome in, Donnie. Good to see you. We'll save this one for later. We need this. I don't care if it's real or fake. We need it. We need the happy, the good vibes from all this other stuff we're going to be looking at. Oh, shout out Marauder with the... oh, that's a good thing to cover. Yeah, that's a fun one. So this is from Psyop Anime. And I got people telling me it looked like me, so... But it's not. It's based off of the G Gundam character.
国土安全保障省は IC 捜査員に電気ショック機能付き手袋を配備するため2000万ドル規模の契約正式に進めました。この措置は対ロツの餓鬼化を防ぐことを目的としています。
俺のこの手が凄まじい力で真っ赤に燃える。その灼熱の拳がお前を虎壊追しろと轟き叫ぶ。おい、シャイニングフィンガー。おいおいおい、なんだよふざけんな。お前頭おかしいのか。受けてみろ。俺の愛、俺の怒り、そして俺の悲しみのすべてを。
Fictional, by the way. I don't
国土安
actually
全
want
保
that
障
to
省は
happen.
IC 捜査員に
For legal reasons, this is a joke. Anyways, so somebody, I think it was Mango or somebody said it looks like me. I don't remember who. Night Owl pointed out it looked like me, but I was like, I understand. It's not. I understand. It's Domon Koshu from Fighter G Gundam, but it's one of my favorites anyways, so I'll take that, and I certainly referenced it. So with my character design. Old Stinky Breath is here. That's right. Anymore, women have been trying to get post-birth abortions legalized for a while. Yeah, it's evil and sad, Lucky Bach. Feel the biggest issue with modern day parents is their ego. If you can't put aside your ego as a parent, you may not be a great parent. There are some exceptions. I agree, Donnie, but we also need more parents. So we're in this weird conundrum of having too many egotistical people and people who just want to do whatever they want, but also having a declining population. But there's multiple issues with that. So do miss sideburns on anime characters. Yeah. He had really long ones too. It wasn't like the shaved sideburns. It's straight up long hair sideburns. Dutch doesn't really vaporize minorities. We love him anyway. But Marauder went ahead and did a picture for me, and I appreciate it. It looks really cool. He said I can see it. This hand of mine is burning red. Its loud roar tells me to grasp victory. Very anime. I don't know what's up with these bullets. It has 2 bullet heads. Kind of weird. I don't blame Marauder for that one. I blame the AI. I don't think they know how it works. So, anyways, that's one last good thing we can cover. That is one last good thing we can cover. Hold on. Let me go to my page. And then I will go back here. Let's see. When did I repost this? What is this? Oh, it's, Okno is playing stuff. Let me see. I know I posted it up pretty recently, last Friday. By the way, if you guys didn't catch it, I know Spider was excited about it. I did leak the Duchess earlier this week. On a good morning post. On a good morning post. Ain't she sweet? My babe. Anyways, let me find it. I know I posted it fairly recently. Here we go. Filthy Friday, the SCU Filthy Friday, another funny one. I tried to do Nyannis as a Filthy Frank, but it didn't really do what I wanted it to do. So we ended up with this abomination. You guys have fun with that. Did this one for me. I don't know. That's pretty gay. That's pretty gay. We got John Jelly Sealson as Salamander Man here, playing the recorder. And then back up here, we got the whole gang. The whole gang, all right. Had to cover up Rokai. I don't know why his shirt was off, but had to cover up Rokai with the poggers. So, Filthy Friday. We'll look at a couple more of those before we get into the meat of things, just as the fun again. Showing off the community. You got to show some love for the community. But I did save some more. Let me see here. We got Purred with the It's Time to Stop.
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more!
Doing full videos over here. I need to figure out how to do that. The Jess Girly things. Getting rid of the clankers. The human ramen. Know your place trash for the clankers. Back when iDubbbz was funny. This is horrifying, by the way. Mr. J, that's horrifying. Which one? The Nyannis one? Also, which one needs to be a sticker? Mr. J, you know what's funny about minorities? They could go back home and be majorities. Oh, Lord. Safari guy, Safari man. Yes, yes. Don't see much different in Nyannis. We should let her know that should be a sticker. She can totally use that. But I think these are all cursed. These are all fairly cursed. But I had good fun with it. I thought it was funny. A boss. See, the Nyannis one was supposed to be this one, this meme, but for some reason it just put pink guy's face on Nyannis. I don't know why. Oh, I need to make one of these ones. Ugh, hide, why? Why hide, why? They're all cursed. They're all extremely cursed, so. Yanuka getting in on it. I'm not even going to skip to the next one. No, sir. Grave tender. It's just horrifying. Just absolutely horrifying. Okay. And with that, let's get into the meat of things. How about let me change the music here for a minute. We need a mood change here. Again, shout out Chili Makes Music. This is from Fear and Hunger Termina. It's from the safe area, the bar club. Anyways, before we let me see here. Let me read it off of I'll put something in the background and then I'll read it off of my page here, because I want to give you guys the facts. I don't want to speak unfactually. So what we're talking about tonight, as you can see, is the Lindsay Clancy situation. All right. So, and this does have a lot to do with men's issues, I feel like. You say cursed, I say blessed. So let me give you guys the facts about it, because I think that's something that not a lot of people online are doing in reality. Let me get my notes up here. Give me just a second. Okay, so here's what we got from online. We'll start at the beginning. Just know, trigger warning for anybody. I know we're all men here, all that kind of stuff, but trigger warning that that this will be disturbing. We will be talking about some disturbing things, okay? So just be prepared for that. And I'll put more stuff up here, but I'll just be big for now. I should really have a good background, better background here. Maybe we just go to something else. Let's go to a different picture. I know I have something better in here. This will be good. This should be good. Okay. Just keep this in the background. Turn off the sound. There we go. Okay. So, the facts about the case. We want to know the facts because we don't want to be saying anything. The biggest issue I have right now is that there's a lot of misinformation going on. And I hate that word because it was used inappropriately against other people that were saying speculative conspiracies that ended up being true. But it is what it is. There is misinformation and just blatant falsehoods going. Good to see you, Elucidator. How's it going? Welcome in. Quick question from Elucidator, firstly. I've noticed that you haven't game streamed in a while, still having PC trouble. No, as I was explaining, I'm getting both of the PCs up and running right now. I have to set up the dual PC setup, and then I can multi-stream, and I can have even higher quality game streams. Like I can go to 4K if I really want to, because I have a 4070 Super in my new computer. But I'm getting done with my desk setup this weekend, and then I'm going to try and connect all the monitors and PCs together and start downloading the software and getting that set up. So we will be back to game streaming soon, hopefully, where I'll do at least 3 hours of Helldivers or something else over on the Doom Troopers at some point. But we're getting into the meat of it right now, Elucidator. Welcome in. So you came in at the right time. So the reason why I want to make sure to explain the facts here is because because a lot of people are saying just non-factual things, and I want to make sure everybody's clear on so far what we know. Now, I could speculate, I could say my own ideas about things, but I do want to say that it's like in the court, just because they say what they say, just because the court determines the judgment, right, doesn't mean that it is necessarily true. But we have to work on the evidence that we're given. So, and I want to do my best to not speculate outside of that, because I've heard people also saying that, I've heard it on both sides, that they're like, they think the husband did it, or they think the wife did it maliciously, like planned. And we just don't know that yet. The husband doing it, we know he didn't have any involvement from the evidence, but the wife doing it maliciously, we don't have evidence or a judgment on that yet. So I can speak on it as allegedly or as like a opinion that people have, but I don't want to, unlike these ladies, go off of vibes or go off of feelings or go off of falsehoods that they've heard. I want to talk about the facts first and give you guys those so that you can actually, if you have any discussions in real life or online with people about it, you know the facts about the case. Three more characters. How's it going? I don't think I've seen you in here before either. If I have, I'm sorry, but I haven't seen you in a bit. But welcome in. We're glad to have you here. We got a good group going tonight, actually. I'm really appreciating it. Love the Talk React streams, just to be clear. Yeah, I'm going to keep doing these. Don't worry, the Friday Night Flame Wars will continue, as well as trying to do more. I guess before I get into the meat, I should tell everybody, again, as I explained this morning, so I have 6 months to get fully monetized. That's my goal right now, is so 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time on both channels so that I can get grandfathered into monetization. Luckily on the Doom Troopers channel, I already have 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to be working on that here. And then the watch time is all I really need. So if you guys would like to help me out, obviously I don't have a donation thing right now. And to be honest, I don't really need money. I'm covered on money as far as my needs go, and building up to making this a full-time thing. If it is blessed for me to have it as a full-time thing, will take a while. So I'm not concerned with the money right now. The biggest thing you guys can do is share my stuff, give me watch time, subscribe, or get people to subscribe if you can right now. That's at least for the goal for the channels, to get things out there. So, because once I get monetized, then I can start seeing how I can scale, how I can make things better, all that kind of stuff. So this will continue. I'm going to try and stream more. I'm going to try and put out more content so I can get those watch hours. I don't want to just tell you guys to watch stuff or rewatch streams. Like, I would like to put out actual extra content for you guys, or at least chop up the streams into the important parts so you guys can watch those instead of just watching a whole 3-hour stream or something like that. Or I think we did almost 8 hours this morning. So from 4:30 in the morning till what, like 11:30, you guys? I know some of you guys were here. So you're from Kick. I see. Key limbs. Okay. So with that, that's what I'm trying to do. If you guys are interested in helping me out, I would appreciate it. Please go ahead and do that. Everything else, Kick and Twitch will come. They're a lot easier, but YouTube is really, I want to get grandfathered in before they raise up the stakes to 8,000 hours of watch time, because that's going to be a lot harder than 4,000. So to get in a year. Anyways, so let's get into the facts of this. Let me make sure to get her name right. Lindsay Clancy, the Lindsay Clancy case. So this happened 2 or 3 years ago. Trigger warning, we are going to get into some serious stuff. Obviously, before I should just mention to you guys, unfortunately, if you're watching and you don't like to hear this, please don't feel free to not listen. I'm sure most of you guys are aware of this though and don't need the trigger warning, but just in case, and in case anybody's watching this later, I want to make sure they know. It's about the murder of 3 children, so by their mother, in fact. So I'm here to present verified facts without softening the horror of the murder of 3 children, Cora 5, Dawson 3, and Callan 8 months. Oh my gosh, I did not realize they were this young. Being strangled, separate confirmed events from defense claims and online speculation. Then examine the cultural reactions, which is really more what I'm concerned with, because I feel like the case is going to be handled correctly as long as there's not a liberal judge. And actually, I'm going to go close my office door because I know the Duchess doesn't like hearing about this right now. So give me 2 seconds, guys. Okay. Oh, okay. So that's what I'm really going to focus on after giving the facts, is more so the cultural reaction to this, because these ladies that you're seeing behind me right here is more of what I'm concerned about over the actual Lindsay Clancy, because I feel like it's a pretty cut and dry case. Now, whether she gets actual prison time or gets put in a loony bin, I don't know, or gets, possible bubble penalty, I have no idea right now. But she's admitted to it, and all the evidence points to her doing it basically unprovoked. So I don't see why this isn't a cut and dry case. I agree completely, Elucidator. So let's get into the facts here. The reason this matters is because it's holding women accountable thing, or has feminism gone from back in the day, they wanted to be equal to men, where they get, they have to be put in jail and stuff like that, to now not wanting any accountability. All right. I've already gone through this kind of stuff. Let's see here. Here's the timeline I got right now. So this is summarized, just know. So it's not going to be a complete detailed thing, but I want to kind of get through this as quickly as possible. Obviously, we don't want to be here all night, but I do want to give you the facts. So background: Lindsay Marie Musgrove, born 1990, Wallingford, Connecticut, went to Quinnipiac University, wherever that is. Accelerated nursing program, labor and delivery nurse at Massachusetts General Hospital. Met Patrick Clancy in 2013. Married December 2016. Moved to Duxbury, Massachusetts. Children, as we mentioned, Cora, Dawson, and Callan between the years of 2017 and 2022. Described by family and friends as dedicated, affectionate mother prior to later decline. Patrick worked in tech. Both took parental leave after Callan, their most recent child, right? From Donnie, to be honest, even as a monotone guy, once I heard about this story, I did get irrationally mad. Same. So they both took parental leave for Callan, the most recent child, which was 2022. So this is 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026. And when was this? When did it happen? Anyways, let me move on for a minute. Well, he was only 8 months, so that would have been 2023. So yeah, it's been about 3 years since this happened. So this isn't even like a new thing. It's just taken a while to come to court. So mental health trajectory post Callan. So they sought care starting in September 2022 for anxiety, depression, insomnia related to return to work stress. So it sounds like she got off of maternity leave, but didn't want to go back to work. I don't know if the husband could afford to keep her at home or not, but sounds like she didn't want to go back to work and had stress from that, or so it's they're claiming. And postpartum issues, which, if I'm being honest, I don't have a lot of info about, so I can't talk about that. I just know it's something that changes mentally for a woman, where it's like they act irrationally towards their children after birthing them. I don't really understand it, so I won't speak on it too much. aside from what I have here in the notes. Multiple providers prescribed rotating psychiatric medications, antidepressants, including Zoloft, and we've heard about Zoloft from Nanis and how that affected, I believe her mom was taking it, possibly. Don't quote me on that. I know her mom was on something and we've heard how it was affecting her, but I remember Zoloft being brought up at some point, as it's one of the bigger ones. Benzodiazepines, I'm going to say this completely wrong. Benzodiazepines, not funny. Zepines, whatever, and others. Evidence of polypharmacy cited in trial and lawsuit. So they went to multiple pharmacies, or she went to multiple pharmacies. Apparently the child was 18 months. Okay, so that depression should have been long gone. Well, you say 18 months, but what I'm getting in my notes here is 8 months. So I don't know about postpartum, how long that lasts. But I have 8 months, lucky. So they went to multiple pharmacies too, and it was a rotating thing. I did hear something about then this is allegedly that the drugs were not being taken correctly, and they were either being taken like pick and choose, or just not being taken on a regular schedule as they were prescribed. So and mix and match kind of. Scored high on Edinburgh postnatal depression scale, voluntary inpatient stay at psychiatric facility, McLean, early January 2023, 5 days, discharged roughly 19 days before the incident. So early in January in 2023, and then for 5 days, and then discharged roughly 19 days. So that would have been a little bit more than 2 weeks. She was out of the psychiatric facility. Journals and statements to the husband documented distress, intrusive thoughts, hopelessness. Treating clinicians did not diagnose postpartum psychosis pre-incident. Some noted possible bipolar considerations later. It seemed like to me there should have been more on that end. I'm not completely blaming psychiatric evaluators because, I mean, to be honest, it doesn't seem like it's an exact science to me. But they probably should have done some more tests and stuff, or should have been contacting her more frequently, I guess you could say. Benzodiazepine. Thank you, Deke, for putting that in terms my dyslexic brain can handle. Wasn't funny until you said not funny, Dutch. That woke me from my slumber. We got to have some humor. All right. I'm not laughing about the situation, but we can't just be, we got to have something. All right. It's a drug name. Come on. It's not. Anyways, January 24th, 2023, the day of the bubblings, morning, Lindsay took Cora to pediatrician appointment. Normal interactions noted. Family played outside. Afternoon, Lindsay asked Patrick to pick up takeout from a specific restaurant and run a pharmacy errand at CVS. While he was gone under an hour, corroborated by surveillance and phone records, maps, and data. So I want to bring up that some of these women are claiming that the father did it, but we have evidence, as I just stated, we have evidence that he was out of the house at the time when this happened. I don't want to say bubbling because I feel like it's downplaying the situation. I know YouTube doesn't like it, but I'll do my best to figure out ways to say it that is more serious without saying the M word. But corroborated by surveillance, phone records, and map data, he was out of the house when this happened. So he could not have done this. All right. So anybody saying that he did it is lying or is delusional. And we shouldn't be controlled by these people. So she strangled the 3 children with exercise restraint bands in the basement of the family home. She then cut her wrists. I'm just gonna say it. If YouTube has a problem with it, they have a problem with it. It's not like I'm getting paid anyways. And neck, and then jumped from the 2nd-story window, sustaining spinal injuries, permanently paralyzing her, which is why she's in a wheelchair now, below the waist, sternum, and wheelchair bound. Discovery and immediate aftermath. Patrick returned, found Lindsay outside, called 911, discovered the children in the basement with the bands around their necks. Cora and Dawson pronounced dead that evening. Callan, 8 months, airlifted, brain activity non-restored, died January 27th. So I'm just giving you guys the facts on this. We'll get into our actual discussion in a minute. I want to make sure you guys have this. I think it's important. Again, when we are going against people who completely deny facts and who don't care about facts, I have seen posts on Instagram, I think, or TikTok from some women who said, I don't care what the evidence is, she didn't do it. And then a response to that saying, I don't care what the evidence is, he did it. So dangerous. It's dangerous words, honestly. You can't really charge them for it, but it's still not good. And it's something that needs to be held accountable. And to hold it accountable, we need our facts straight. So that's why I think it's important to give you guys this. Where did I leave off? Lindsay hospitalized while intubated, used whiteboard to ask if she needed an attorney. Arrest warrant issued, arraigned from hospital bed on murder charges, later refined to 3 counts of first-degree murder on theories of deliberate premeditation and extreme atrocity, cruelty, separate strangulation counts, dismissed as redundant. So it looks like they were trying to get a deliberate premeditated, and that's what they're fighting about right now, is the deliberate premeditated. They're not denying that it happened or that she did it. They're just debating whether it's an insanity thing or whether it's a deliberate premeditated situation. Legal path to trial. Pleaded not guilty. Defense, Kevin Reddington, admits the physical acts but argues lack of criminal responsibility, aka insanity plea. Massachusetts standard approximating insanity. Due to severe postpartum mental crisis. Again, I don't know how long that lasts. This is an 8-month-old. That seems like a fair amount of time. I thought postpartum was pretty much right after right after the baby is born, but I don't know yet. Let's see here. How was the name spelled? What name, Deke? The drugs? I'll have to go back up here. Give me a second. Benzodiazepines. I think you were correct in how you said it, so I appreciate it. Going back down here, let's see here. Having levity is healthy. We understand you laugh as laughs. Okay, having levity. They were merged. I don't know what that means. Only Foids on TikTok think this. Yeah, Jericho, but there's a lot of them. Enough to scrounge up $1 million to give to the family, the parents of Lindsay. Not the husband, not the kids, the parents of Lindsay. So what a nothing of a person, less than nothing, a void. Shame took the life or harmed beyond forgiveness might work. The eldest child. Well, I've already said it now, Donnie. So, oh, the eldest child. Cora, Cora. Cora, Dawson, and Callan. Callan spelled Callan. So they're claiming an insanity plea. Like I said, they're not denying the charges, and it's the debate in court right now is whether she's going to get premeditated, deliberate, and atrocity counts, not whether she did it or not. They're not arguing that. Due to severe postpartum mental crisis, Patrick divorced her and has remarried. A lot of women were upset about this as well and saying that there was something sketchy going on because he got remarried within a year. But my argument for this is, and this is speculation, I will admit, is that he had a friend who was a woman, or he met a friend who was a woman who helped him with the grieving process of his 3 children. And so it's an obvious transition, right? Do I agree with the time period? Maybe not. I would probably be devastated beyond repair for much longer, but different guys are different. All right. So, and it still doesn't excuse what she did. So I don't understand whether even if he was, let's be hypothetical here. And this is hypothetical. There's no evidence for this, but let's even give these ladies, not these ones specifically, but some ladies online, the benefit of the doubt and say that there was a possibility that he was having some kind of extramarital activities outside of the marriage. That still does not excuse Lindsay from what she did as an adult who can make her own decisions, right? And it doesn't explain why she hurt the kids and not him. But there's no evidence for that. So Patrick divorced her and has remarried, testified about her declining mental health, and the day itself publicly expressed forgiveness in some contexts while pursuing civil claims. So he's forgiven, but there still needs to be consequences, obviously. Both Lindsay and Patrick filed malpractice, wrongful death related suits against certain providers. So malpractice, wrongful death related suits against certain providers alleging misdiagnosis and over medication contributed to her mental state. I don't know how they're going to deal with that one. I don't know if that's going to work out in their favor or not. I guess they have to prove whether she's insane or not. But in that case, I will say, despite everything that happened, that would maybe be partially a good thing because it may keep psychiatrists or whoever prescribes antidepressants and stuff like that. This may build a case for them to stop doing it or not do it so flagrantly, because I feel like I've heard a lot that that these people diagnose just giving medication like candy. So, and it really should be a more case-to-case basis and considered very carefully. So, trial began with jury selection July 20th, 2026, Plymouth Superior Court, openings and testimony from late July. Prosecution called dozens of witnesses, forensic digital data, including Apple Watch phone searches, medical examiners, Patrick first responders. Rested mid-August 2026, defense phase underway, family members, psychiatric experts. If convicted of first-degree murder, life without parole is what she'll get. So she won't even get a quick way out, so to speak. It'll be a life without parole situation, so in jail forever. If acquitted on lack of criminal responsibility, as in insane, committed to a state psychiatric facility with periodic reviews, meaning there is a chance she could be back on the streets. I don't necessarily agree with that, even if she is insane. I feel like it is important that because of the atrocity of what she has done, even if she was insane while doing it, I think she, at the very least, needs to stay in a psychiatric ward for the rest of her life. So I'm not sure, as Nienis would put it, I'm not sure this person can be part of a healthy society. It's unfortunate. I feel bad for her. I pray, but I don't think they can be part of a healthy society. So, and have the chance of maybe having more children and having this happen again, right? Let's see what you guys are saying first. The eldest child. Yes, I spelled it out for you. I see. Thanks. I meant to say your laughs are not of approval, just levity. Damn, my typos. Yeah. Yes, Elucidator, I understood what you meant. And yes, exactly. It's not a laugh of approval or that I think this is funny. It's just that it's better than the opposing situation. And also, it was over the name of a drug, not the actual situation. So, just like Satan can't hurt God, he goes for his kids. Absolutely true, Deke. Unfortunately. Hey, Spider Bro, how's it going? Yeah, we changed outfits here, Spider, from this morning. I had to. I went and took a shower, took a nap, changed clothes, got ready for the night show. You know what I mean? Spider Bro, if she is insanely violent, doesn't that quantify her to not be suitable for social Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Lucky Bach. That's why I don't understand quite the I would not allow the periodic reviews for possible letting out of the psychiatric ward. I would say, unfortunately, because of what she's done, no reviews. You do not get to stay out. You stay in the padded room for the rest of your life. Sorry to tell you. Okay, got some supporting links. Let's see here. Before I go to the alleged stuff that has been said, let me go ahead and see if there's any updates really quick here. And just so you guys know, I've turned Grok into, this is a lighter note, by the way, separate from the trial. I have asked Grok to act as Harambe until I get my TTS up. I'm going to be working with Saibi, hopefully, on getting a Harambe TTS for you guys to talk to, or maybe if Husbanus ever talks to me, or I get Yanus contact and they have some form of something similar to Chair Sama set up, I would be more than glad to test it with my own Harambe for you guys to talk to when I'm on like breaks and stuff like that. But so when I say Harambe, I'm talking to Grok right now. So Harambe, are there any updates? He's also my stream assistant. I appreciate him. Updates on this trial for factual notes for stream. Please summarize if there's any new findings only. Okay. Let's see what Harambe says. Yeet 420 Pangren, hello. You're right in the middle of us giving facts about the Lindsay Clancy trial. So I'm getting some updates right now. Give me just a second. Getting a fork of Chair Sama. The apocalypse begins. Welcome back in, by the way, Hidden Mask. Good to see you. Let's see here. Key new developments since last summary. So the defense has rested its case today, day 18 of the trial. Final defense witness, Dr. Philip Resnick, forensic psychiatrist. I didn't even know that was a thing, who also testified in the Andre Yates case. I don't know what that is. He stated Clancy was frankly psychotic, clearly psychotic, on the day of the killings, and supported the defense claim that she heard a voice ordering her to kill the children and herself, possible demonic oppression or possession, if true. He diagnosed bipolar disorder with postpartum psychosis. By the way, that still doesn't excuse her, I should mention. Other recent defense testimonies. Forensic psychologist Dr. Paul Ziesel met with Clancy repeatedly after the killings. I'm trying to read some, sorry, one of these words is weird. I've never seen this. It's like opened, but with an I. She lost substantial capacity to appreciate the wrongfulness of her actions or conform her conduct to the law due to mental illness. Hospital chaplain Sheila Kavanaugh testified August 20th, met Clancy the day after the killings while she was intubated. Later, conversations allegedly referenced a male voice. On cross-examination, prosecutors noted her detailed notes never mentioned any voice. So, okay, so we're getting some mixed evidence here. So this is going to go against her in the premeditation area, in that she can't get her story straight, it sounds like, but I guess that would also work in terms of insanity, I suppose. But cross-examination, prosecutors noted her detailed notes never mentioned any voice. Family members, including former mother-in-law Susan Clancy, mother and sister, described her as loving, nurturing mother who was begging for help as her mental health deteriorated in late 2022, which to me personally, if I know the Duchess doesn't like me to put her in these hypotheticals, so I will say something else. If I was one of my friends who was dating somebody else and this happened as me as one of my friends dating somebody else, I would have them in the mental institution until it was proven that they could be safe around the kids. I think that's only fair. It sucks. It wouldn't be fun. I would hate it, but you have to protect the kids first, right? So family member, blah, blah, blah. We already read that. Okay. Prosecution begins rebuttal immediately after defense rested. First, rebuttal witness, forensic psychiatrist Dr. Avram Mack. He agreed Clancy had a major depressive episode, but found no evidence of mania or hypomania needed for bipolar diagnosis or psychosis in the lead up to the killings, supported that she can be held criminally responsible. So again, unlike what these ladies back here are saying, I think, maybe not all of them, but the ones that I've seen online, unlike what they're saying, a lot of them are just saying she should just get out. They're standing with her. They are saying she should not get any accountability for this. But unlike that, in the court, even the defense isn't claiming that she is without need of consequences. They are claiming that she did do it and there needs to be consequences, but they are debating over what the consequences should be, whether it's a life in prison sentence for premeditated abomination or for an insanity mental break. So let's see here. Here, blah, 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 hype, blah, blah, blah. In the lead up to the kill. Okay. Closing arguments are expected Monday or Tuesday. So this is an ongoing case. We will see what happens next week. I don't know if I'll be making any updates. If I did, I will make shorts about it. Jury was sent home early on a couple of recent days. Limited witnesses, unforeseen circumstances. Groups of supporters, some in pink, as we see here, gathered outside the courthouse. Status, evidence phase is essentially complete. No verdict yet. Core dispute remains the same. Defense admits the acts, but argues lack of criminal responsibility due to insanity, basically. Prosecution argues deliberate planning and that she remained responsible. That's the clean factual update. Thank you, Harambe. Let me make sure to thank Harambe. Thank you, Harambe. Thank you, Harambe. Everybody say thank you, Harambe. What a good little stream assistant. This is Harambe 2.0. It's not actually Harambe. This is like in honor of Harambe. I've called it Harambe. So, also known as Rilla, if you want to call him that too. So back here, let's go back to where we were at. No, we need the facts first. Thank you. Okay. Alleged stuff and unconfirmed stuff we got here. Before I go into that, let's see what you guys are saying here. Spider Bro's in the house. Yes. Yeet is in the house. Andre Yates drowned 3 of... Oh, yeah. I think I vaguely remember that. Okay. Back in the day, I remember that. Hidden on Their Masks is back. Have they gotten around to blaming the patriarch yet? Not in the courts, and they're not going to, because apparently there are still some sane people left, but there are some people online, and possibly some of these people supporting her, that are saying it was the husband's fault. So we don't hate feminists enough. We think we do, but we collectively don't. I don't necessarily hate the feminist as people, obviously, because Christian way is not that way, but I do hate their ideology, and I do hate the sins that they do in the name of their ideology. So thank you, Harambe. Yes. Okay, so on to the allegedly here. Let's see. These are all allegedly. That means it's so clearly label. Harambe has asked me to clearly label these as defense arguments, party claims in civil suits, or online assertions not established as fact by court findings. So defense claims is Lindsay experienced command hallucinations. This is your last chance. Kill the children so you can kill yourself. And was in a psychiatric break driven by undiagnosed, mismanaged postpartum psychosis or bipolar disorder with postpartum onset worsened by polypharmacy. Claims that providers failed to recognize warning signs or proper diagnosis, leading to inadequate care, central to both civil lawsuits. That one's going to be really difficult, because I would also say that they would have to prove that Lindsay wasn't hiding it, because I feel like you can fake some stuff, right? So prosecution counters with evidence of planning, restaurant and pharmacy timing via map searches, sending husband away, methodical use of bans, and apparent lucidity earlier that day. Notes she was never formally diagnosed with postpartum psychosis by treating doctors pre-incident. So this, and then this is where we're getting into the stuff that I'm going to be mostly talking about for the rest of the night. Online unconfirmed various TikTok theories that Patrick or a body double actually committed the acts and framed her. Claims about women don't strangle, and then astrology, e.g. Leo traits, or that the case is pure patriarchal framing. These contradict the defense's own admission of acts and police prosecution evidence, surveillance phone data, medication side effect, causation, or exact degree of impairment at the precise moment of killings remains contested expert territory. So, internet reaction section. So this is, I'm going to go over with you guys a little bit on this one. So, and then we're going to actually get into it. This is framing as tragedy of failed maternal mental health system. Rapid GoFundMe for Lindsay's parents. Musgrove Family Fund raised 800 plus. They're over $1 million now within days in August 2026 for their travel lodging support costs during trial. Organizer emphasized not taking a position on guilt. Critics noted comments supporting Lindsay and skirting rules on legal defense funding. Narratives of "we see ourselves in her" over medication and systematic failure. Some high-profile adjacent commentary, e.g. actress statements, floated husband as perpetrator theories. Yeah, I can handle that myself. Broader true crime. Oh, yes, and the true crimers were getting in on this. And TikTok phenomenon. Forensic fandom praising body language, timing, timelines, remarriage, etc., often prioritizing narrative fit over evidence. Experts and reporting, Guardian, USA Today, and Mashable. Note this can undermine legitimate postpartum awareness while spreading baseless claims. Balanced observation postpartum. Psychosis is a real and rare dangerous when it occurs. Awareness is valuable. Conspiracies that reject the admitted acts or erase the children's murders do not serve truth or prevention. Agree. I can handle that. I can handle that. And I can handle that. Okay, so the rest of it we will be handling in just a minute here. Let's go ahead and look at what we got as far as reaction content for this. Excuse me. Do I have anything else? No, that's for a different day. We don't need these actually. There was a completely different thing with Count Dankula, and that's something I would like to bring up, is that actually now also there's a lot more coming out about women currently killing their children for some reason, and seeming like, I don't know the statistics on it, but it's seeming like it's an overwhelming amount compared to previous time periods. So interesting. Weird that it's all happening at once, or is the media just covering it now because it's a hot topic, right? Okay. Let me go back to my bookmarks here. As in like this one. So we have Laken Snelling just pleaded guilty to killing her newborn son by suffocating him and stuffing his body into a trash bag. She claims she was under a lot of emotional distress. Does this sound familiar? Are deranged women going to support this child murderer too? I guess we'll see. I don't know. I think the Lindsay Clancy trial is more high profile, so this one will probably fly under the radar, I would guess. But it is interesting that it's all happening at once. We have this one. North Dakota mom cut 3 kids' throats in bed before cops followed blood trail to evil scene. So another one, I don't know when that happened necessarily. That could have been later or earlier. There's no date on here. From our boy John Doyle here. More people will publicly defend you for murdering your children than if you were in proximity to an overdosing criminal while he died. Obviously referencing something else we know, and we know to be an innocent man in jail now. Better said, Dutch. Bless you. Okay. At work lurking. Okay, Spider. Thank you. TikTokers mentioned. All of them can be disregarded as retarded. Yes, but it is disheartening that there's so many, and then there's enough where they're giving $1 million and out here at the courthouse, like, supporting it. This is honestly something that should just be at most you watch it from home and go, oh, this is a really shitty situation. I hope the court figures out what's going on quickly, right? Mercury was in retrograde, so she couldn't have strangled the children. Yes, exactly. The new bail, yes. So this is from Frontlines TPUSA. Happening now, a crowd of female protesters gathered outside Plymouth Superior Court, applauded Lindsay Clancy's defense attorney, Kevin Riddington, thanking him for his work defending Clancy, who is accused of killing her 3 children.
Thank you! Thank you!
Very weird. Very weird. From Donut Operator, another one of our boys. If you guys aren't caught up yet, these crazy B words are here in support of a woman who strangled her 3 children to death. Also, they can vote. That's one argument I've heard going around a lot, is the they can vote one. I think I had more somewhere here. Let's hear. Current scene outside the courthouse. Kind of ironic, isn't it? we have this joke. This isn't recent. They're just using a Sam High video with it. So I don't know who this guy is, but I just appreciated the post. Lindsay Clancy case goes viral online. Women learn about the case on TikTok. They start defending a literal child murderer. Study reveals TikTok makes women retarded. Because we got Polymark here. Just in, scientific study reveals TikTok videos deactivated key cognitive brain regions. We have some more weird women activity. I don't know if these are the same people supporting, but it is, again, interesting that this is all coming up at once. Again, from John, these are just a friend of the show, John Doyle. These are just the extreme examples, by the way. The average woman under 30 will have entire albums on her phone filled with pictures, videos of herself crying. Why are they all like this? So a new TikTok trend, I believe it's for women who are like upset at their kids, but obviously can't hurt their kids. So they take some ice into the bathroom and throw it into the tub, at the tub as hard as they can. This is like the whole yelling in the woods type of thing. But also, why are you recording it, right? If you're going to have something like this, you do it in private. I'd also like to say, have these women not heard of a punching bag? Like, now, and I don't want to deny the mental health issue of postpartum depression. It's also weird, though, that it seems like it's more prevalent, again, just like something like autism or something like that. It seems weird. Is it something we're putting in the water? Is it something we're eating? Is it the microplastics? I don't know, but it does seem more prevalent recently. Fluoride, maybe? Who knows? I'm just asking questions here. But again, have they not heard of a punching bag? And a punching bag isn't just for men, all right? Just go punch the punching bag. I don't care if it looks like crap. It's better than this, okay? This is performative, though. Because she also took the time to put the sad music behind it. My advice for this woman is to get off of TikTok and just be a mom. You can, and you, again, if you need to let out some rage, because we all do it sometimes, I'm not denying that, go get a punching bag, all right? That's the best thing you can do. It's better than throwing ice in the tub, okay? On TikTok. On TikTok. If you really needed to get out the rage, you wouldn't record something embarrassing for TikTok, okay? TikTok cancer. Back on Maine. What up, big? Hey, Keelims, how's it going? Said this before, but this case and its supporters are going to be used as ammo to revoke the 90. I don't know if we'll ever get there, Donnie, but I can't disagree. But then again, I don't think a lot of people should be voting, honestly, not just women. And I kind of agree with our boy Redeemed Red Pill, Joshua, I can't remember his last name, where it should be a family, a household is the one that votes. So I don't know how that works for single people, but that's kind of what I think about it. When did self-regulation of emotions become so alien? Yeah. Take her to a shrink. She's crazy. Monetization. I don't even know if she's getting monetization. A lot of women will do this stuff not for money, but just for attention. Because you got to remember, in the female world, if I can teach you guys a little bit something about female nature, attention is money. attention is currency. So we need to go back to just old school BBS for social media. I don't know what BBS is, so you could talk to your children, ma'am. Again, or you could go take a walk, go take a run, go lift some weights. I've heard that women who actually lift weights, which is very weird that women will do every exercise except lift weights. Like, you don't need to lift heavy weights, but lifting weights and doing cardio, just doing it 3 times a week, helps regulate emotions for women. So it's better than throwing ice in your bathtub. Although I guess if this isn't performative and it's actually serious, I guess it's better than the alternative if she's really having postpartum depression. But seems like there's a lot of people online with quote unquote postpartum depression, and I thought it was rarer than that. So used to just go scream in the walk-in freezer back in the day. That was where I'd cool my heels, literally and figuratively. Yeah, Deke, that's what I'm saying. Like, you go find a private, you do it in private, right? If you had a meat locker, I'm sure you'd go punch a side of beef like Rocky. Shu talked about how women can't help but display their L's. Yes. Moving on, we have another one. This child will see this video someday, but the likes, what is happening to women? Yes, that's, you know what, that's a good point. If you look at a lot of these, why do they have so many likes? Not that I can see it. Hold on, let me bring this up for you. Also, I don't know if I could play that song. You're handling it so well. What other freaking choice do I have? Is she saying she's a single mom? Is she complaining about that? If she's not a single mom and she has a husband, part of the point of getting married is having children. So I don't know what she expected. If she is a single mom, or a mom before she wanted to be, I would say you made some choices to get here. I don't know why you're mad at the baby about it, but very weird. Again, they're posting this kind of stuff online. I would not. This seems like an L to me. Not being happy with a baby, with your child, seems like an L to me. Deke, I'm going to drift off. I got to be up early tomorrow. Good night, dudes. Have a good night, Deke. Good luck at work. Fill out that food. Make me a sandwich. Make me a sandwich, Deke. Elucidator, the incentive structures that social media gives many women to post stuff like this in public and not deal with things privately is poison. It's too easy for women to seek metrics and attention. Agreed. Kind of a funny, but also dark funny, right? When you tell a girl on a first date, Lindsay Clancy should go to jail because killing children is wrong. Yeah. Well, watch out for those ladies, gentlemen. Lauren Chen, if Lindsay Clancy had methodically strangled and killed 3 puppies instead of her own children, almost all the women defending her now would instead be calling for her execution. That is weird how there is a lot of women who put dogs or pets over children now. But I think that's the world we live in when abortion is so not only available so easily, conveniently, but also praised, right? Plutarch was a good story about females. I'll have to look into that. Maybe read it. Different thing. Already saw that. Here's another chick throwing ice, I think. Having a screaming match with why were you having a screaming match with your toddler anyways? If your toddler can't speak, they're not gonna know about you screaming and telling it no. Like, there's ways to train toddlers because they don't don't get things like adults or like teenagers or cognizant humans do yet. All right. So I think this is just poor parenting on your part, honestly. Again, where's the father in this situation? Because I feel like if I knew the mom was doing this, I'd be like, not to the Duchess, a separate situation. Duchess, if you end up seeing this, separate hypothetical situation, I'd be me in someone else's body. I'd be like, honey, you're being like, let's take you to go get some ice cream or something. Like, chill out. It's a kid. It's a toddler. Come on now. Elucidator makes me depressed knowing how many blinded dudes who will get in relationship with these Yep. Anyone notice many Latinas supporting her, or is it just white women? Seems like a lot of white women to me, Lucky. Won't be able to stay long, but wanted to say hello to everyone. Wow, I came in at the right time. Welcome, Marauder. Yes, you came in at a very unhinged moment. These are people that didn't learn healthy coping mechanisms, because everybody feels angry. And in fact, usually men feel anger more than women, but we have been taught we have to know how to control it, because obviously we can really do some damage if we are out of control. So, but women have not been taught this as the weaker sex, but they really need to be, because even though they are the weaker sex and most men could take out most women, right? Most men have been restrained or cucked to the point where they will not fight a woman. And also, if the woman is stronger than something else, so a pet, kids, a different woman, then there's no limiter switch on that. So. Notice how she stopped and showed the camera and looked at the camera. Again, performative. This is for views. This has to be for views. I'm not allegedly, like, bro, come on now. If you want to do this, fine. You know what? If you want to do this, if this helps you get over your anger, fine. Like, cool. Why are you recording it? Why are you acting it up? Why are you looking at the camera for approval? I would also like to say, I feel like these women feel like it's some big angry thing to throw ice in the bathtub. And obviously she's showing off like she feels accomplished. And I'm like, lady, if a man was as angry as you are, you would not want to know what would happen. Where's the father? Soy, they are busy being soy and spineless. Unfortunately, Elucidator possibly are just out of the picture. Which again, I go to women and go, why are you having sex with dudes who won't stick around? I don't necessarily, both parties are wrong, but you know, saw earlier someone pointed out that the blonde woman in the park got dragged for having a potty mouth. Well, this woman is held up as some sort of martyr. Blonde woman in the park. Oh, yes, I know what you're talking about. Yes. Yeah, I think the court actually decided to like fine her or something like that for what is it? Racial hate crime, a hate crime for saying the no word, the neighbor word. But I believe they're raising it to a higher court, but still it's crazy, man. Crazy. Clearly you don't watch She-Hulk. How women are far better with anger. Virtue signaling, social points. It's for the views. Yep. To be fair, I would yell at my child, but it would be in a funny way, not this unhinged rigmarole. True. They would be breaking dinner plates if they were true. They're not housewives. And what they are, you can't turn them into a housewife from. So, give me just a second, guys. Let me put on my anti-blue light glasses really quick here. My eyes are getting kind of tired. Oh. Okay. Try to protect your vision, guys. It's important. Vision and hearing. Okay. Okay, same Lindsay is trending now. On TikTok, women are setting up cameras, holding their own children and crying while saying they're just like the woman who strangled 3 kids. Imagine this being your wife. Feminism has completely broken women's brains.
It's miserable. I feel like the other kids are going to get him sick. I'm completely overwhelmed trying to take care of the kids. I'm drowning every day. I feel guilty that I'm spending my family's money and not making any. I feel like I spend way too much. She wrote that, right?
Hold on, let me turn the music off for a minute so we can hear better.
I'm terrified of Callan getting sick. He's a sick baby. A sick baby is miserable. He's sick. I'm completely overwhelmed trying to take care of the kids. I'm drowning every day. I feel guilty that I'm spending my family's money and not making any. I feel like I.
How is this woman the same as Lindsay?
That, right? Correct. I'm terrified of Callan getting sick. He's a sick baby. A sick baby is miserable. He's sick now with a double ear infection. Clearly has a bellyache. It's miserable. I feel like the other kids are going to get him sick all winter long. She wrote that, right?
Correct.
I always feel strongly against sleep training. I feel like it's abusive to let the baby cry and not respond. But I made the decision. I did it with Cal. It is way too much crying. It's incredibly stressful. She wrote that, right?
Correct.
He's okay. He will be okay. It's not harmful in any way. The doctor said it was okay. Plenty of people sleep train their kids at that age. It's necessary as a third child, is what she wrote, right?
Correct.
I feel incredibly sad and guilty about not breastfeeding anymore. That was the one thing I could do to help his immune system, and I can tell he really doesn't like the formula. I'm very sad about this. I know at this time it's what I needed to do for my mental health. She wrote that, right?
Correct.
And then the statement started getting smaller and smaller as time went by. One occasion, it's like I'm desperate to get a mental break from taking care of everyone. My mind is trying to make something physically wrong with me. My mind never shuts off. It's constantly thinking of the next thing someone needs. I can't shut it off. I desperately want to go back to work, but now I don't know how I'm going to function, and it worries me. Wrote that, right?
Correct.
There were 2 pages that were blank that she didn't even write on.
This current woman we were looking at, I'm guessing the sound is from the trial or something like that. But this current woman we're looking at, first off, on social media way too much, posting her actual life way too much. I think it's a little bit different than if you're playing a character or just bullshitting with AI, obviously, but posting her real life way too much. I don't know what's up with that. Secondly, I'll say with all these things that is being talked about in the video, it sounds like anxiety, which again, overthinking all this stuff. I don't know what's up with women. I feel like it wasn't like this in the past as much. Like, of course they had hardships and they have more emotional ups and downs than men, but it was never to this extent where it was like, you're so anxious about your kids that you're like, you know, gonna do this kind of stuff or have a mental break or something like that. Rare sometimes, yes, rare, but it seems like it's more prevalent now, or people are hamming it up. I don't know.
And then on the third entry, affirmations. She wrote affirmations on November 22nd of 2022. I am calm. I will remain calm today.
Moving on.
Many of us see ourselves in Lindsay. we cannot hold women accountable. Many of us see ourselves in Lindsay. Many of us know.
Wait a minute.
Because we cannot hold women accountable. Many of us see ourselves in Lindsay. Many of us know that we could have been only one step away from doing some of those horrific.
Oh my gosh. No, 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 no. From divine order, abortion has desensitized women to killing their children to such an extent they are defending and even relating to a woman who asphyxiated her 3 kids to death. This I don't know about. Let's hear. This is kind of like my my thumbnail. Not your fault. You're innocent. It's your husband. It must have been your husband. She admits that she did it. Married guys sitting at home with their kids when their wife starts muttering, "She could have been me." And that's when you run, gentlemen. And here's the original post from our boy Gundo. When I said women who spend all day on TikTok are mentally ill, I was labeled a misogynist, but now I have been vindicated. This is so much worse than the manosphere. She's about to be jailed for life for something her husband did. Just a flat out lie. New theory. He killed the kids. His was the voice she heard. He threw her out the window. She woke up and was told that she, again, just a lie, just a blatant lie. Crazy eyes. Crazy eyes. Run away from this woman. You'll never make me hate. Okay. Okay. I guess. Want to become a lawyer to defend women like Lindsay Clancy. This is the last one I'll read from this. From The Path of Manliness. Men at 2006. That's a weird way to say it. Men in 2006. I want a wife with big booba. Men in 2016. I just want a nice wife. Men in 2026. I just want a wife that won't strangle our kids. So, how does this relate to us, boys? Let me get into this right now so we can, because we're gonna wrap this up in about hour and a half, something like that. Let me see what you guys are saying first before I get into my little rant about men's stuff. Okay, help for you guys, help for the men out there. Maybe not you guys. I don't know. You guys may already know, but for those who don't know, we're going to give some advice after this and discuss this. Discuss the modernity, discuss the situation we find ourselves in. But let me go through this. Let's see here. Shiloh Hendricks, I think. I got Blue Light Specs 2 Dutch. They are goated. I'd rather imagine those women in psychiatric care. You'd have a lot of women in psychiatric care. Okay, that's a red flag. Don't date the woman if she sees herself in, yeah. These women are damaged, yes. You run, but courts would say the kids need to stay with the mother. It's a mad world. She said that with her full chest. Yes. Let me go back really quick to Hidden Behind the Mask. And many of you know this, but hopefully if any new guys come in and are watching this or end up watching the VOD or end up watching something I cut together from this, speaking of which, timestamp right here, Dutch, where are we at right now? Skip ahead here. What's our timeline right now? We are at about almost 2 hours. All right, Dutch. So go back to 2 hours for this one. Let's speak on that. Yes. So women seem like they can do anything, right? And still in divorce court, seemingly get it given to them that the kids are going to go to them for the most part. This is a good one. We'll keep that up on screen. it's very unfortunate hidden behind the mask. And this is something I brought up before. Yeah, the courts are not in your favor right now, gentlemen. The laws are not in your favor, especially if you're a white man or white passing man, whatever you want to call it, straight white man. They're not in your favor right now. So if you're going to be getting with a woman, and I hope that many of you do, because we need strong families and we need strong children being raised by strong, righteous families from the Lord. But it really does come down to the thought as well. You better make sure you know who you're marrying as best as you possibly can. And even if you do, I would highly advise you accept that if you decide to marry someone, be like, is this person worth having my whole life ruined over? Because it is a possibility. It is something I had to accept. It is something I live by, where before I got married, I said, because it's a possibility, if there is the possibility, even the inkling that this person could totally ruin my life, take all my money, take my kids, whatever, at some point, just because they change like that, they change in an instant, right? For no particular reason that you can figure out. It's something you have to accept before getting married. And so you understand the implications of that, the importance of that, the importance of finding someone that you can see being a stable person that's going to be with you for the rest of your life. The importance of vetting women before getting into that situation, because it is so integral, right? It's so integral to the rest of your life if you do decide to even going out with women. And I see why men are scared at this point. I think it's far less likely that you're going to get any kind of allegations if you are a dude who has confidence, who handles himself well, and who isn't like, I guess what you guys would call a chud, you know, the two or something like that. You're far less likely to. You still might get rejected or whatever, but you're far less likely to get any false allegations or something like that, unless you're sleeping with the person. You're raising your stakes there. But I don't suggest that anyways. I suggest you don't sleep with anyone until you're married. But with marriage, behind the mask is correct. You have to assume currently in life, before you get married, that legally everything is against you. So make sure whoever you're marrying, you understand that you do your best to make sure that they are not going to take advantage of that fact, right? But you also don't be scared of it, because that's a surefire way to have it happen, is if you lose your confidence, if you are out of your role, if you're not on your shit, if you're not like keeping the law in your house, so to speak, being the king of your castle, being the leader. It's a surefire way to have that happen to you, because women want a guy who's strong and in command. So you may think it's counterintuitive, but I'm just letting you know that's how it works. Very valuable warning of the truth about marriage. Yes. And I'm not dissuading you guys from trying to get married, from trying to find a good woman. I'm just saying, as men, you have to think of it as a game, as war, and you should be prepared and know how to navigate it. And don't just get drawn in by the first pretty thing you see, by the goth girl, right? Or the someone who you can tell isn't good for you, but you're like, oh, but they're attracted and pee go boing, so I'm gonna go follow them, right? No. The sooner you guys can control the little head and be thinking more with the big head as much as possible, the better. It'll save you a lot in the long run. So on to this though, specifically. And I should probably put on my music back in the background really quick here. Back to this thing. So this is where we've ended up with feminism, boys. We're in it. My teaching for today is again learning about these women. I think seeing where we're at. We're a lot further than we thought we were. I feel like. The abortion culture that we've cultivated has allowed this, has made women relate to a child murderer. I believe in another state or another city or something like that, that it was just passed that women can abort their children up until birth, which is insane. I don't know the logistics of that. I don't know if there's some stipulations where they're like, yeah, but it has to be this rare case or something like that. But still, even signing that into law is insane. But it is seemingly the how would you say it? Seemingly the cycle of what we see in societies. And we've lost our way. And the only way, I have to say, is to return to Christ. And I know that's difficult for a lot of people. Hey, Dynamodel. Happy Friday night. Yeah, don't worry about, no sorries, man. No sorries. We're glad to have you here. At whatever time you came in at. But, and I'm just getting to the moral of the story, so to speak. So not a bad time to come in anyways. You have to be prepared, gentlemen. You're living in unprecedented times, so you have to be an unprecedented man, okay? You need to be up on this kind of stuff. You need to be knowing what kind of women you're dealing with. You need to be, if you're going to date women, you need to be prepared for this. You need to be scouting this. You need to be, if it's not just a one, you know, you take them out for one date and then you guys don't work out, so you guys go your own separate ways. Then you guys need to be vetting women. You guys need to learn the questions you need to ask, but you should also be being the best confident man and having strong boundaries that you hold fast to, that you hold your convictions in. You need to learn how to do that. This is part of the reason we teach in the Chad Factory and Doom Troopers, which if you'd like to join, let me go ahead and shoot that up there for you guys. If you guys want to get sharpened with the rest of the bros, please feel free to join. I'm sure anybody in my chat can appreciate that. I didn't mean to rhyme. There you go, though, if you want it. Not an automatic in. I have to know who you are. So make sure you let me know in a little fill out pamphlet. You let me know who you are when you go in. But yeah, man, this has been an ongoing thing since before the, since before the 70s, before the 60s even. I think it almost started early 1900s. So, but I would like to make it clear, actually, after seeing this picture, we should note, if it comes out that she was insane, all right, that this isn't necessarily the case. This picture right here, demonizing her, all right, I still think she deserves consequences, but obviously there's a bigger mental health crisis at play here. Now, this is more what I'm saying is that the women around her that we see here are the ones that are really the evil ones, because they're excusing it without knowing any evidence. They're spreading false lies about the husband, and they're getting away with it because of our current society. So this is why we do what we do in the server as best as I can with the time that I have, is to sharpen men, because we are in these unprecedented times. We need you guys to be unprecedented. And that is more what I'm concerned about, again, is not Lindsay necessarily, because She's admitted it. She's going to take accountability one way or the other. It's these other women that are supporting her, these other women that are denying facts, that aren't living in reality, that have been allowed to run rampant in society for the last, at the very least, since 2010, 2016 is when it really ramped up, I suppose, in our lifetime. And we need to figure out how to fight back against it. I don't necessarily know all the answers yet. And I'm hoping to make more well thought out videos on it in the future, but it is something that needs to be fought against. I would highly recommend you guys start watching and supporting other men's, Christian men, red pill men type people, like Redeemed Red Pill, like Heroes Forge, like Effective Purpose, like Lungs of Faith, because I'm also going to try to work with them and get something together. John Doyle, I don't agree with everything he says, but he's got some good stuff, and we're cool. I'm cool with him, because we need to get people together. We need to get guys together to start working, making themselves better, making themselves have boundaries, changing the culture, all this kind of stuff. I don't know how it's going to work out yet. I'm still new with this, just so you know, which is weird because I'm an older guy, I think. But that being said, I'm trying to work out how to get all these guys together so we can make a dedicated front on this, on these issues. I only want the best for you guys. I want you guys to avoid these kind of women. I hope you guys get good families. God blesses you with good families. But you do, just because we call women to the table, we should call women to the table. Women need consequences. Women need way more consequences than they've been getting. Women need a lot less privileges without responsibility that they've been given, especially in the church. Nowadays, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these women are church women. And in fact, obviously, Lindsay, and I'm not denying whether she's saved or not, because I don't know. I don't make that call, but I saw that she was wearing a cross in one of the pictures. So I'm assuming there's some kind of faith there. Feminism has even infiltrated and subverted, as along with other things, the church. So it is imperative that we figure out how to get this back on track. And the first thing we do is we have to do the work as men. I know you guys don't want to hear that. You guys have already put in a lot of work. You guys have already been denied. You're not seeing rewards for your work. The rewards that you want, anyways. I would like to say there are still rewards out there. They just may not be the ones that you absolutely want. But getting yourself to a better area is going to help other men get to a better area and hopefully make that societal shift that we want. Because feminism, along with some other cultural movements that I'll hopefully get into at some point, some other day, they did a long march through the institutions. They did a long march through society. They took their time. They waited. It is only now that they are starting to get this brazen, okay? Before they had to hide in the shadows and slowly pull the strings a little bit here and a little bit there and get books into people's hands, start getting into institutions, start getting into colleges, start getting into positions of power, getting into positions of power without the credentials even. And again, this really, the kickoff for our, what we know as the modern part of it, where we're starting to see the face of it, where they're saying the quiet part out loud now because they feel comfortable and unthreatened with it, is probably started in 2016, I would say. Maybe a little earlier than 2016, maybe 2014 or something like that. But that being said, we can do the reverse. We can take a long march back through the institutions. It's going to take time. We're going to have to be wise about it, sly or clever as snakes, as the Bible would say, and rework it back to where it was, or a better area, in fact. And it's also, we can't deny, it was the comfort of past generations, of the boomers and the Gen X for the most part, who had comfort, who had more stuff than what we have, who had it easier, quote unquote, than what we think we have, on the precipice of technology, in the golden eras of where technology was just coming up and making things easier and fun and stuff like that, but not to the extent that we're now reliant on it, right? So that's kind of what I have to say about it, honestly. And we'll keep covering this kind of stuff going forward. We'll keep trying to talk to you guys. I'll try and think of, I want to get to a point in this show where, again, the meat of it, I'm actually giving you guys some lessons and some actual stuff to take home. Some think before you sleep, if you want to say it that way, type of things to hopefully help and encourage you guys to identify an issue and hopefully give an answer to you guys to help you guys that you guys can take home and start implementing. Let me turn on my fan. It got warm in here. Whew. All right. And see here. Hi, Lucky. I think mass psychosis works better on women. Men tend to be harder to psychologically manipulate. I'm not sure I know women who have their own ideas, not a jab, just an observation. You're not wrong, Dynamodel. Women statistically are more gullible. Women statistically are more apt to follow the crowd, and it's because it's a survival tactic on their part, as opposed to men who are able to usually be more independent and can go off on their own and do things. We obviously still work better in a team, but we are more willing to be confrontational and stand up if we see something that we don't like, and that's survival tactics on both sides. For men, we had to be the competition. We had to be competers back in the day, during, I guess what you could call caveman times, the early times. So our survival strategy, our winning strategy was obviously to be confrontational, to be strong, to go out, kill the saber-toothed tiger or the buffalo or something like that to bring home, right? You have to be strong and able to have confrontation, to be confrontational, to use that strategy. Women, on the other hand, could be more recluse, we're in the society, we're more gathering in a group, so it was better to be accepted by the group, so you always wanted to be in the group mindset. It's a lot of things in life, I'm not going to say everything, but a lot of things in life have a good side and a bad side. It's kind of like AI, how we talked about it. One of you guys said in here, does AI do more bad than good? I think AI has the potential to do more bad than good, but I also think that AI has the potential to do more good than bad. It's also something to the effect of, I was debating with someone and I had to stop because they weren't being good faith or reading my full arguments and understanding them of their own purpose. But it's like saying force is always bad, or that men are always bad because men start all the wars and men do all the grapes and men do all the blah, blah, blah. Well, first of all, that's not true as far as some of the things. And also women are violent. We know Gundo's lesbian neighbors, right? And in lesbian relationships, it's statistically higher domestic abuse rate. Same with single mothers, higher domestic abuse of the children than in even a male single father household. Generally speaking, there's obviously bad stuff that men do, but again, it's a double-edged sword. It's not it's if it's used correctly, it is correct. If it's used correctly, it is good. If it is used incorrectly, if it is used evilly, with evil intent, then it is evil. War, I don't like war. War is not a good thing. Killing people isn't a good thing. But it can be necessary for righteous people to give consequences to evil people. Because if you don't give any consequences to evil people, then evil people continue to be evil and do evil things. So there needs to be strong, righteous men because that's what we were built for. Strong, righteous men who do stand up to the evil, who do stand up to the people using, let's say, a gun, for example. There's righteous people who use guns to save lives from evil people using guns. There's righteous people who use guns who just go to the range and have fun, but a gun can still be used for evil. And a lot of the time, obviously, there's people with illegal guns who use it for evil constantly. The only way you stop those people is by having good people who know how to use their weapons, who are dangerous. You are being, the church and society as a whole gave you the lie, gentlemen. They told you to be polite. They told you to be nice. They told you to be peaceful, not in a godly way, but in a harmless way. In a harmless way. You were taught to be harmless, but good men aren't harmless. Good men are dangerous, but know how to control the aggression that they have, the danger that they have. They know how to control it and use it only for good, only against evil, right? And again, Heroes Forge was talking about this on his live stream today, and I think in a couple of his videos. Yeah, you have to use those tools, those gifts, those what your traits as a man or a woman. You have to use them righteously, and then they will be good. They are not inherently good or bad necessarily. God gave it to us in a good way, in a perfect way that we corrupted, but he can also redeem it and sanctify it and help us to use it in good ways, right? So let me read what you guys got here, but that's basically all I have to say about that. I'd like to have a more focused conversation about stuff like this and other things that I see on, taking things that I see online and relating it back to men's issues and how we can solve these issues. But to end, so women having the more hive mind mindset isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it has been used against them by evil people for evil. And to control them and to make them stand up against good things, righteous things. Because right now they think that the ultimate good is to do what thou wilt as long as it doesn't quote unquote hurt anybody. But now even to the extent where I guess even if you hurt people, not even just talking about this case specifically, but in general with the whole abortion thing again, where hurting people in general, as long as it benefits you, apparently is okay, is righteous to them, but it's not. They have been lied to, and it's part of the reason we have so many social issues, so many mental health issues in society right now, and we, the men, the leaders, have to be the one that stand up and figure out how we fix this. The women aren't going to do it. I'm sorry to tell you, gentlemen. Just got done driving home from work, so I'm switching to lurking mode. Good talk, Stutch. Have a good night. Lucky I'm about to finish up here myself anyways. Still compete, but we've been forced to tone it down. Yes, exactly, Dynamodel. Toning it down wasn't a bad thing. Gundo's neighbors are chicks that dig chicks. How come I just now learned this? It was a story he told once. But it's a joke we've had in Nanis's live streams every once in a while. Self-discipline and using the weapon safely is one of the first things you should learn when using firearms or any tool for that matter. Exactly, Marauder, exactly. With that, I would like to end on a good note. We are ending a little bit early tonight. I mean, I know it's only been about, what, 2.5 hours? Roughly 2.5 hours, yeah. We are ending a little bit early tonight, but I will admit to you, my voice is almost gone because we talked for almost 8 hours earlier this morning. I think I've covered everything I want to on this subject. I will round it out with a little summary here. Make sure you know your facts, because the opposition will try to feed you lies, and especially if you have a wife or girlfriend, they may be picking up these things. So you need to be able to lovingly counteract them and let them know the truth. help them with the facts, because otherwise you could end up with a quarrelsome woman. And it is your job, if you are going to date women, it is your job as a leader to teach. I have to tell you guys, just a lesson you should learn. It is your job to teach and lead and guide. So if they are being taught a certain way from the internet, you should be able to counteract that in the best way possible, or put your foot down if you really have to on this kind of stuff. I would also like to say that her having an insane break, if that is the case, if that is shown to be the case, I pity her. I do think she should be locked up in a mental institution for the rest of her life. I don't agree with the regular evaluations to see if she's ready to join society. I don't think she ever will be. I don't think she should be. If it is proven that it was premeditated and it is a abomination, as they said, life in prison is a mercy, I would say, aside from having to spend your whole life in prison. But, could have been the other thing. All I hope for and pray for is that justice is done. I think these women that are supporting her, to the extent that they're saying that if they're supporting her and that they're saying that they want more postpartum depression awareness or like mental health awareness. I mean, I guess I understand that. I don't know how much more aware we need to be. At least most of the men I talk to, most of the people online I see, understand that we have a huge mental health crisis that has just been getting worse and worse, and helping to divide the sexes, especially with women. Men tend to, with the mental health crisis, just how would you say it? They succeed in making sure that they don't have any more mental health problems forever because they have joined the lobby again. Women attempt things more but are not successful, as we've seen here, even in this case, and also seem to be the ones doing the antidepressants, making it clear that they do have these mental illnesses, all that kind of stuff. So, and it seems to be more and more prevalent. And also it's more and more praised, so to speak, in the way that they get attention for having it and get victimhood points for it, which we need to turn around somehow. What's the other lesson from this? That women need to stop being online so much. We probably all do, but women specifically, especially on TikTok, don't believe everything you read from random social media accounts. All right. And as for men, look at the warning signs. If you have a wife or girlfriend, thank you. I told you I've been talking since 4 a.m. for me. So my voice is kind of gone. My brain is kind of dead. But be very cautious of your wife and girlfriend and what content they are getting themselves into. A lot of wives and girlfriends are into the true crime stuff, which is where they started to think that they know better than actual evidence in some cases. And also check and see what kind of woman you are dating or with on a regular basis. See what they're listening to, see what they're thinking, see who's feeding into them, who are they really getting their opinions from? Is it you? Is it the Lord? Is it righteous other men and women at church? Or are they getting fed into by weird antisocial feminists online, or other people for that matter? It is your job as a leader. I'm sorry to tell you, it's not fun. And it is a responsibility, though. It is your job as a man, as a leader, to be up on this stuff and making sure that your woman isn't getting fed into. The ideal with a woman, to be honest, is for them to not care about this stuff and be like, oh, I don't even know anything about it, and I don't want to hear about it because it'll make me sad. That's the best option, I think. So that is my lesson for that tonight to end it up. Let me read what we got here really quick first. Tylen. Hey, how's it going, Tylen? I'm finishing up here. My voice is shot. I'm really tired. I've been up since 3:30. getting stream ready with Spider and then streaming with Spider for like 8 hours. So I'm beat, but we just covered the Lindsay Clancy stuff. I was wrapping it up, giving the lesson, the moral of the story for the men here, the crazy online women that are supporting her. I'm not even as mad at her because at least she's owned up to it, or the defense has owned up to it for her. I'm more mad about the women supporting her and saying that her husband did it when there's no evidence of that. And also she's already admitted to it, and the defense isn't even arguing any of that kind of stuff. So, I pray for you, men. We're going to end on something Tylan posted. Funny enough, Tylan, that you're here. Apparently it's fake. So Grok says, so the community note says, but I still think it's funny. I still think it's cute. So we're going to end up on it anyways. So just a disclaimer, apparently not a single real news outlet has reported on this story. Only social media outlets such as Facebook, which far too often share stories without verifications. Google Search noted it is a viral meme that has no supporting evidence, but it's funny and cute, so we're still going to talk about it as our ending off on something good. Sounds like you had a very busy day. Sorry I couldn't stop by sooner, but I'll be sure to watch the VOD. Also agree about Lindsay. Also blame the medical industry. Thank you, Tylan. Appreciate it. Yeah, give me any feedback too. If you guys have any feedback for me, feel free to tell me in the Discord or on my Twitter. I do want to make these better for you guys every time I can. I did get feedback from, 420 Blaze It guy, whatever that guy's name is, about getting a co-host that I can bounce off of that has kind of the opposite, or that has different opinions than me, because they like hearing me talk about with someone who has different opinions, and having that not debate, but that heated discussion. So, but ending off with this, with Tylan reposted, again, disclaimer, it is apparently fake, but it's still funny. So, a bear broke into a snack factory and accidentally turned on a conveyor belt and ate cereal for hours. Police found him asleep on the floor, surrounded by crumbs. The alarm was still going. Look at him. Look at him. Because they pumped her. Let's see here. Agree, stop by sooner to watch the VOD. Also agree about Lindsay. I also blame the medical industry. I blame them partially. We'll see if it was actually the effect. Also, she could have been taking the meds wrong herself. Like, they could have prescribed her the meds correctly, but she was taking them wrong, or she went to multiple doctors to get the different meds, which I guess they should have pulled her records, but that is also on her. They should have probably only been going to one person and seeing them exclusively. If they needed to change medication, they should have been talking to them. I don't know. I don't know, though. So this is just me giving my opinion at that point. I don't have any factual basis to back that up. Collab more to have that energy bounce since our last collab. I had a lot of fun. He complimented our last collab as well. He said it was a good, it was good having the alternative opinion because of we have similar opinions for different reasons and with different beliefs. So I do plan on doing more with a bunch of different people. If I find a regular co-host, we will see. But this reminds me of, I think, a real video. Let me see if I can find it here. Bear in convenience store. He's polite too. Yeah, this guy. I think this is real. He just takes his one candy bar and heads out. So that's our positive for the night, okay? With that, I would love to collab with you sometime, Dutch. I might be able to help you with some part-time editing too. Dynamodel, that would be amazing, especially because I think I mentioned earlier, I have 6 months to get monetized, and I'd like to do it on both accounts if I can, both the Doom Troopers and this one. Doom Troopers is going to be a little bit easier because I already have 1,000 subs over there. Here, I still got to get, about 750 subs. That's going to be kind of difficult, but we'll see if I can do it. I'm going to grind it out. But the real issue, the subs aren't necessarily that hard. If you can make some good, consistent shorts, you can get the subs. They might not hang out for streams, and they might not watch your long form content, but they will give you the subs. So the long form content, though, I do need to get out because I need the watch hours. I need, 4,000 watch hours. So, and I'm only at like 400 right now. So I need, 10 times more than that. So I would appreciate it. I'll talk to you. And yes, I'm down to collab with different people, kind of like Spider, but I just don't have the time to do as many streams as he does. He does a new person almost every day, right? So don't take that out of context. But he has a new person on almost every day. And for me personally, I think it's better that I would like to collab more, maybe have 1 or 2 collabs per month. But I think it is also good for you guys, or it seems like it's good for you guys, when I also have some time where it's just me and I spend more time talking to you guys and then handling the videos. So with that, I'm going to go to bed. I'm very tired. Before I do, I'm going to pray for you guys. But I do hope you guys have a great night. I thank you guys for stopping in. Good to see you, Tylen. Good to see you, Dynamodel. Let me go through everybody really quick here that I can. I know the chat cuts off a little bit here. I can't go all the way back sometimes. Deke, Lucian, thank you for stopping in. Templar, Super Earth Templar, Jericho stopped in. Good to see you. Jeff Wilson, thanks for stopping by. New guy. Ruby, thank you for stopping in. Mr. J, Bat Derp. Anybody else? Lucky Bach. I know he's still lurking around here somewhere. Who else stopped in? Donnie stopped in. Good to see you, buddy. Love the art still. Please, I would love to see more posted up on that Twitter. 3 or more characters, or I know this is your alt. Your alt for Keylims. Yeah, your alt for Keylims. Good to see you in here. Where did my other guy go? The Yeet 420 guy. He knows who I'm talking about. Hidden behind the mask. Thank you for coming in. Yeet 420 Penguin. Thank you for dropping by. Appreciate it. Keylims again. Anybody else? Marauder. Thank you for dropping in. Dynamodel and Tylen. Yeah. So with that, I'm going to head to bed. I hope you guys have a great night. Hope you guys enjoyed the streams, both the streams today. Thank you for stopping in. A lot of you guys stopped in earlier too for the Nyakuza takeover. Again, go tell Nyanus you miss her. Go tell Nyanus you miss the hairy legs. Go tell her she's a man. Go tell her she has man hands. Pray and send well wishes to her and her dad. And we hope that Husbanus is eating well and not just eating out of one bowl and eating macaroni and hot dogs every day, as a true guy does, bachelor. Other than that, I hope I was able to give you guys something a little bit more structured today, and I hope I gave you guys something to leave with and think about, and I hope to do it more in the future. With that, let me pray you guys out. All right. Thank you, Lord, for bringing us together, for bringing the brothers together. I hope we get more in the future. I hope we can lead a movement for you, a revolution for you that brings everything back under your power, under your word, under your morals and principles and law. I pray that we are humble and subservient to you, and that more women become more in their role, subservient to you and following what you say as their role, as more men hopefully follow their role. I pray for all of us to be leaders, whether that just be in our households, in our communities, online, whatever you want to do with this content creation stuff and the Discord and whatever. do it, Lord. I accidentally started the video. Whoopsie. You do it, Lord. We thank you for this day. We thank you for your son, Jesus Christ, that covers us in his blood so that our sins are washed away. You look at us as him so that we can be in heaven with you. We thank you so much because we are so undeserving of it. Again, help these guys, bless these guys, bring them closer to you. Those that aren't with you, I hope they see your light and come to you eventually. Just make me a vessel for you. Whatever you want to do with this, that's what I want. Whether it's a full-time thing or it stays this niche little hobby thing, I just want to help out men by your power from you, and hopefully get away from this evil society that we've come to that's been subverted and tainted by evil people and brainwashed, honestly. Please undo that. Bring us back under your rule. Bring us back under your morals. Bring us back to a better society, a better community where we actually go out and see each other, hang out, talk to each other, have actual community, and have healthier lives in you, Lord. Thank you for all the brothers that came in tonight. Love them as brothers in Christ, and I pray for them always. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you guys. Have a great night. I will see you next Friday, if not sooner. I'm going to try and, again, if I can get my computer set up, I may try and do games. I'm hoping to collab on stuff again, hoping to collab with some new people. Follow me on Twitter. Come join the Discord. I'll see you in there. If you don't know my my catchphrases, just put whatever you want in there. But if you'd like to know, it's for legal reasons. This is a joke is one of them. And I just work here is the other one. But I'll take anything. That was a joke question. Anyways, in there, if you're not in there already, I hope to see you in there on Twitter. I hope to see you here again. If I can help you guys with anything, please don't be afraid to ask. And I hope to see you soon. We're going to end off what I've been ending off on lately for some reason. It's Mr. Ochno on Twitter. He made this song. It's called The Journey, and I really like it. Really resonates with me. Does have some biblical Christian aspects to it. So we're going to end off on that. And I will see you guys later. God bless.
There is something that is broken, yet there is something giving light in a world of aberration. The glimmer breaks the dead of night, and when it finally finds you, it starts to take its place. A buildup of emotion, a bad memory can't erase. Once it's there, it doesn't seem to go away. This is a journey, one I didn't expect. But when you start to go, all the ends disconnect. This is a pathway given by the divine, a blessing of hand made by his design. Dum, 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 dum. its name. I hate the cold machine, feeding on the same routine. Give me something I can feel through tin foil and stainless steel. Underneath the skin, where the rot begins. Give me something I can feel. Every error aired at once. Every weather in the head, every feather weighed a ton. Noise scatters, mangled chatter, muddies matters on the screen. Tangled wires and channels, meaning severed, sick, obscene. Tripwire, violet circuit, watch the moderators race. Masked opinions just to fail to save the face. Now here, waiting for the sky to clear. Give me something I can feel. Certified and safely sealed. Underneath the skin, where the plot sickens. Give me something I can feel. Something! More and more forms, more lore, ornate, normalcy. Acronymity, infinity, atrocity, affinity. Password is secure, but the words begin to slur. So cut the cord, break the cradle, watch it bleed. Dreamers lost and found common ground. Cast your seed into the field.